Hey guys, Vern here, Skyline Radio podcast. I'm here with Bonnie Cletie and Matt Owens from B&L Heating and Air. How y'all doing?
Good. Yeah.
So, y'all actually did all the work for Bad Brad's when we got started here, and have done a bunch for us in the past for, I don't know, the 15 years.
Your original building.
Yeah, for the 15 years I've been with it and further than that back. So, won't you tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Well, I'm currently the owner of B&L Heating and Air. My son is the president, Kyle Kelton, and his wife works with us, and we have 30 employees. We got 7 service techs and how many 13 installers, and a lot of trucks. People always ask me how many trucks we have, and I said, I have no idea. But they use a lot of gas. We have a couple of cranes, and we do all kinds of things.
Yeah.
So,
What year did y'all get started?
well, B&L was originally started by Gerald Bilyeu and Garland LaFollette. That's where the B&L came from. It was Garland was Gerald's son-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
So they started it in the late 40s, where it was B&L Tin Shop on 10th Street. And Jack Kelty had gone to trade school for heat and air, and then he worked at Bradley's Plumbing prior to going out on his own in 1964, and he just worked from his house, and his son Dennis helped him. And then in 1967, Jack and his wife bought B&L Tin Shop and changed the name to B&L Sheet Metal. So then Dennis was in the Navy for a couple of years, went through air conditioning and refrigeration school, and he was stationed on the Coral Sea during Vietnam, and he worked on boilers and chillers and refrigeration equipment. And then when he got out of the Navy in I think 72, he joined his dad at B&L, and they were there. See, Jack retired in 79, and Dennis and I bought it, and let's see, we built it up. Well, we stayed in that location till 1980. And then the landlady was going to double the rent, and the economy wasn't great then, so we decided we'd just put it out at our house. So we moved out there. We had an old gray barn, and we moved all the sheet metal equipment out there, and had the office in the dining room. So from there, we continued to grow and had more employees. And in 1984, we were able to build the first metal building and house everything in there. And then as we did more work and needed more stuff, we added on and added on and added on. And then Dennis ran it for 27 years and grew it from 3 employees to, anyway, a lot more. But yeah, over the 27 years, we did some major commercial projects like Kicker, Mercury Marine, First United Methodist Church, Christian Villa, and Stillwater National Bank. And our son Kyle had been working in the business since high school, and then he started working full time in 94, and he got his associate's degree from OSU OKC while he was working full time. And then Dennis retired in 2007. Kyle took over as president. We kept adding onto our building and adding people. So by now we had 29 employees, 2 LDL licensed drivers for the cranes, and Kyle has a semi that we can pull trailers with lots of equipment on it. So we can do a variety of things. We keep busy.
Y'all did the original XCs at the Bad Brad's on the east side of town, you were saying?
Yes.
And yeah, you did the ones here
Yes.
too.
Mhm.
I know y'all have worked on all kinds of equipment for me, from refrigerators to walk-ins to,
Yeah.
stuff's always breaking down.
Yeah. So we've got a lot of versatility and a lot of skill and experience. And we pride ourselves on customer service, taking care of people when they need us. Try to have a fair price, and we have a pager on the weekends if something goes wrong. Or
Yeah, y'all have
weekend,
always been
can't
pretty
we?
easy to get a hold of.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've been a part of using y'all for 15 years, so it doesn't seem like that. But
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Matt, when did you come on?
I'm going on my 8th year.
8th year?
Yeah, I came in I believe it was November of 17.
Yeah.
So prior to that, I was a cabinet builder, trim carpenter, and was looking for a little different pace. And I don't think that I actually chose HVAC, but it kind of came to me and sounded like a good opportunity to get into the field. So
Yeah.
I've been there ever since.
Well, what exactly do you do for the company now?
So I'm in sales and installation coordinations.
Okay.
Run all the installers,
There you go.
the jobs, making sure that they have everything they need to perform the jobs, and ordering the equipment.
So you said you got 30 employees. How fun is that to manage?
Somebody's always missing or
Absolutely.
has a problem.
You keep 30 because you need 25.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, we get our installers, most of them from Meridian. They have a really good program out there.
So keeping it local, I like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we get them like from 18 years old and they stay like,
Some of my guys that have worked for me have went over to work for y'all for a little while at least. One of them, Joel, may still be with you. I'm not
Joel?
sure. Yeah.
yeah, he's still there.
Oh, he was a little punk, but he's done so good. Like, I'm so happy to see him doing good. When he worked for me, and he'll tell you too, he said, I wasn't very he wasn't but like 16 probably when he was working for me. So he's a completely different person than what he is now. I love seeing Joel in here. He said he did this install for us, in 2020.
Yeah.
What was that like for y'all, COVID?
It wasn't Blake that you're talking about, is it?
Well, Blake came over
Blake.
too. Yeah, he was over.
Joel's our senior.
Yeah. Senior everything.
employee. He's been there over 40 years. So
Yeah.
No, there's a younger gentleman.
He's an old man with long.
Different. This is a different person I'm talking
couldn't have been
about.
Joel. Yeah.
Different person I'm talking about then. But Blake too.
Yeah,
Blake worked me
yeah.
off and on for a lot of years, and he was over there, and watched him come up from a 15-year-old. But I like seeing these guys go do better jobs.
Yeah.
This is a good starting job, and some people make a career out of the barbecue thing, but not a lot of them.
Yeah.
But so how have y'all handled the labor side of it? Because I know, like, from 2020 to now, we aren't paying people the same.
No, we are. I mean, we
For
COVID.
my industry, we've had to we've went up 50% in what we start somebody at.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was it like that for y'all, or
Yeah.
a slight raise, or?
Yeah. We have, because everything costs so much more.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to.
Yeah.
Cost of living. To keep employees, good ones.
Yeah. That's a
Yeah.
hard thing, is keeping employees, especially,
Yeah.
especially 30 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they get good, and somebody else makes them an offer they can't
Yeah.
refuse, and they're gone.
Yeah, like I've got a friend that works at OG&E, and they've got a program, and he said, man, they'll come through here, they'll do this 2-year program, and then immediately they've got another job offer
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's $2 above what we top out at.
Yeah.
Immediately.
We've lost a few
Yeah.
Just
from that. Yeah.
Well, when COVID hit and everything shut down, I researched it and found that we were an essential business. So we were not shutting down. They had to work. They thought they were going to get a 2 weeks paid vacation. I said, no, you have to work.
heating and air is essential. I'll vouch for that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we were careful. We got the masks and the gloves and
Oh, yeah.
sprays and all that. But
It was post-COVID, right there in the middle of COVID when we started working on this thing. It was, I think, June when we started construction in 2020. So, like I said, y'all were in here all the time, every day.
you just have to be careful. We had a few
Yeah.
that did contract it, but we
Yeah.
all made it through.
Oh, yeah.
So, Yeah, and we offer the guys benefits that we pay their medical insurance and
Mhm.
dental and helicopter.
Case of an emergency.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you got a lot of new builds, I'm sure, and you never know where one's going to be.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah, we travel outside of the Stillwater area. You know,
Yeah.
Bonnie, Perry, Tulsa, sometimes Guthrie.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. We do geothermal heat and air.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was that like getting into? Whole new world, or pretty easy to?
Well, it's not all that different. I mean,
Not all that
well, the what are they? Trenches? They have the
Ground
trenches.
loops, yeah.
Loops, yeah, the loops.
Yeah.
We have a trench. Of course, we had to buy a trencher.
Mm,
And we can trench the lines if it's not rocky, but if it's rocky, we have to have it drilled vertical. Or it surprised me that they could do it in a residential area, just in someone's backyard, because they can drill vertically for the
Really?
loops.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, kind of tears up the yard, but
Yeah, that's part of it.
yeah. But they'll come back after
Could
it
be worth
settles
it. Yeah.
and straighten it out a little bit.
So
Yeah.
you said you had an employee that had been there 40 years. What's your longest term employee?
Yeah, Joel.
Yeah, Joel, 40 years. That's pretty good for a company.
Yeah,
That says something.
yeah.
It's hard to keep somebody for 5 years sometimes here. It's hard to keep somebody for a year. We get a bunch of, which we're the beginning stages of life for workers,
Yeah.
15-year-olds that don't
They'll
know
what they wanna
anything,
do.
to, I mean, all the way up to 40-year-olds that have had 6 different jobs in the past year. You never know what you're going to get. But any company that can keep somebody for 40 years that's something.
Doing something right.
Yeah.
Well, we
I'd have to
try
agree.
and treat our employees like family. And
Yeah.
you go through their whole lives with them. We've got weddings, babies. We got a baby due any day now, and funerals, and just everything you can think of. Divorces, that's hard.
Those are, yeah.
Yeah,
Been there, done that.
yeah. But I don't know. We just love all of them and
Yeah.
try and treat them well.
So, what's the favorite part of the business? What's your absolute favorite thing about the business?
Our lunches.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we have we'll have one Friday, like Friday before a 3-day holiday.
Mhm.
We'll be off on Mondays. We'll have lunch for the guys, and Friday the guys will cook hamburgers, and we'll have just fixings and sides, and just get together and have lunch. And I think it's just a nice thing to do.
Yeah.
We do that Memorial
Like
Day, before Memorial Day,
Yeah.
for the 4th of July. We do Christmas, Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
I like
Kind of
that.
have a little
Labor
family
Day,
dinner, I guess you'd call it.
Hey, I
And
really like
one
that.
other thing I can say about Bonnie. So every employee on their birthday, she bakes them a cake,
That's awesome.
and they get a card. And yeah, it makes you feel kind of special,
Yeah,
It's like family, it really is. When
like that.
you get a birthday cake.
So we'll go in some business questions and stuff, and just stuff people are curious about. What's the best business decision that you've ever made? Like you can look back at it and say, I should have been doing that the whole time and I wasn't.
Well, I think geothermal, because Dennis did not think it was worth the money. the
What year did
upfront
that come
cost.
into play?
Uh,
Roughly. I mean, just
well, he left in 2007, so
sometime post 2007.
yeah, we'd done a few when he was still
Yeah.
there, but Kyle was really into it, and we got acquainted. Well, one of our employees, Fred, had worked with IGSPA on campus. That's
Mhm.
International Ground Source Heat Pump Association. So we're accredited with IGSPA
Yeah.
as an installer. So Fred knew all about it, and Kyle thought it was
Moneymaker.
well, yeah, but I mean, it was legitimate. I mean, it's
Yeah.
save energy. It's a good thing. And it is, the upfront cost is high, but we don't have a lot of trouble with them.
Yeah.
So, and they last longer, most of them, if they're done right. And we always try to do everything right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Kyle got into it big time, and like I said, we bought a trencher. And he was in contact with one of the men from OSU that was part of the team that started the geothermal.
Yeah.
So, and we knew there was an addition north of town or north of us that was kind of experimental. They talked the developer into installing geothermal in all the houses. Mm-hmm. So a couple of years ago, we replaced one of those, and it was like 40 years old, wasn't it? Just replaced it, and it was when they go back and work on it, some of the things are so different from what we do now because it's
not even the same parts, I'm sure.
Yeah,
because the technology has just advanced so much. Yeah. Just like we're fixing to go through and completely redo all the plumbing in my house, and nothing. It's all all going to be PEX and stuff now.
Right.
Yeah.
My house was built in '58, so
wow.
It's all copper.
It's well, they'd upgraded it to metal, but still galvanized, I guess. But yeah, now we're going to upgrade it to PEX again, and everything's different.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, we do radiant flooring, and we also on the commercial side we do chillers and boilers.
Yeah.
And what else?
Just about everything that
all
there
the
is.
mini splits.
Yeah.
Anything's got to do with it.
We got our hands in it.
Yeah.
Mini splits have gotten popular. Like I said, we're fixing to put one in this room.
Yeah.
Got popular.
Yeah, real popular. And it's a good idea that some of them aren't the quality they should.
Some of them aren't enough. Yeah. They're just like everything else. Somebody's going to make junk.
Yeah.
Somebody somewhere is going to make a junk version of
Yeah.
it.
Well, we worked on one. We hadn't put it in, hadn't even heard of the brand. I don't think he put it in himself, but you can buy them online or at Lowe's or
plug
anywhere.
and plays pretty much.
Yeah. Well, his compressor was out. It wasn't. It shouldn't have even been out of warranty.
Yeah.
And the company was bankrupt.
Oh no.
We couldn't warranty it, so he had to just buy another one.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What's the biggest risk the company ever took?
Biggest risk?
Jumping in, investing and jumping into something like geothermal, putting up the new buildings. I mean.
Well, we weren't a bit afraid of geothermal. I don't know. I think just because the experience of our guys we knew we could do it.
Yeah.
I guess there's a risk every time you go out and do a big job.
Yeah. Working with new, especially when you're working with new people. Like when y'all do a job, I don't like I said, I don't know how y'all do y'all require, a third or half up front and then the rest on the finish, or a third, and a third, or just wait till the end and hope you get paid?
That's usually how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, one fun thing
we contract, there's monthly payments, but just a residential change out or something. It's usually on word. We're still the what would you call it, a hometown company.
Yeah.
I mean, so
local. Yeah.
Yeah, just a local company that likes to work with the community, trust the community, I guess.
Yeah. I like that. And I guess I was talking more on the big commercial side. Like if you're doing a $500,000 job or something, do y'all require a certain portion down? Or
we had to have helicopters. We couldn't get cranes for Mercury Marine. We had 6 big pack units to set up on that roof, and it would have had to have been a big crane because it was so far over. But they were all tied up in the oil fields. It was back during the oil boom, and so we had to get a helicopter to come lift those units. I wasn't real sure about that. It was expensive, but I don't think it was a whole lot more than having the cranes. But it was fun. Everybody was excited about it.
That's pretty cool.
People came to watch, and they had an airplane flying around videoing it. So it was an experience.
The Mercruiser was before me. Where was that? Was that ASCO?
Yes.
ASCO.
Yeah.
Aerospace now.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. What's one mistake, good, bad, or did you ever just, man, I shouldn't have done that? What was the mistake?
Well, it wasn't really our mistake, but not on this lift, but another time when they were lifting units on Mercury, they dropped it.
Oh. Even back then, what would a unit like that cost?
Oh, a lot. A lot.
That's rough. Not even get it installed.
Yeah.
That's a hickey.
We had our insurance, the unit, the manufacturer carriers
Yeah.
didn't think they should pay for it, but the helicopter didn't think they should either. I think the helicopter people
You ended up getting it.
yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty rough.
Yeah. Oh, I guess one risk when we did Kicker,
Yeah.
from the demolition to completion, it was going to be like 3 years.
Oh,
So how do you?
that's a long time to wait for a check.
Well, no, we got checks, but for the work as we did it, but
How do you bid it?
yeah, how do you bid it over that much time? Things change,
Yeah, because our
labor
even
goes up.
well, any of my quotes are only good for 30 days because I have no idea what the market's going to. Our stuff is it's volatile.
It could change in 10 days.
Yeah,
um,
and they could change tomorrow, man, with the way things are now. So I get that.
Yeah.
3 years.
yeah,
That's
we got her done. We're still working there.
yeah.
In fact, we just changed a couple more, didn't we? Something I'm really proud of is our building out there. It's behind my house, and the original building was just a small metal building, and we added it on a dock, and then we added on more office space, and we needed more office space. We had 3 people in one office, and it was a little crowded. So we decided we'd build another building across the driveway for the offices and service department parts and filters and stuff. So it's just beautiful.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Geothermal, and it's got radiant floor, and it's got the spiral ductwork exposed, and anything new and fancy we could think of, we put in it. And it's got, I think it's well decorated. I think it's beautiful.
What are the big trends you're seeing in the past 5 to 10 years where it's changing the industry just in general? Little things, big things.
The biggest trends?
Yeah, obviously digital has been pretty big.
Yeah. I would say probably running your HVAC unit off your phone. Right.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. The Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Wi-Fi stuff. You can turn your system up or down while you're on a plane, technology has advanced it quite a bit. VRF systems are variable refrigerant flows, where you can have multiple heads on single outdoor units. And I don't know, technology's
The big thing.
yeah, it's just really.
I like it, and then sometimes I hate it. Like our exhaust fans.
Right, it's just more things to go wrong. Correct, like sensors and.
Oh yeah, that was the deal with our exhaust fans on our hood, on our vent hood. For those fans, instead of it just being a motor and a belt and a pulley, that motor's got a brain, essentially a CPU. So you can't just go have the motor rebuilt anymore.
No. Yeah.
Right.
And all of a sudden, I had to replace those last year, and all of a sudden, you got $4,000 or $5,000 to replace those motors. When I could just go have one built for a few $100 and slap it on and go.
Yeah.
So I love it and I hate it both. Or okay, a belt slipped, we fix it, no big deal. Throw another belt on.
More energy efficient though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some days I'd rather pay the electric bill.
Yeah.
Well, you wonder if someone would keep track, if you did, after it's out of warranty,
Yeah.
the price you have to pay for some of the blower motors especially. Are you saving that much money on energy?
Oh, and this was 2 months out of warranty.
Of course. Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, it never fails.
Yeah.
okay, that tickled. That tickled a lot.
Yeah.
So you've been to Stillwater your whole life?
No, I came here to OSU.
Came here to OSU?
Yeah.
Where were you from originally?
Well, my dad was in the Air Force.
Okay.
So I was born in Washington, D.C., and then he was sent to Korea. So I had one older sister, and my mom and my sister went to California and stayed with her sister out there till he got back. And then he was stationed in Dover, Delaware. And then he was at Tinker for a couple of years. Then we went to Hawaii for 3 years. And then he retired after that, and we ended up in Enid.
Yeah.
So that's where I graduated from high school.
It was Enid.
Mm-hmm.
So what'd you study at OSU?
Home ec.
Going to be a teacher?
No,
Or what were you
no, I didn't know what it was called exactly, but they're called food stylists now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like to garnish food and make it all fancy and put it on pretty dishes and
I just like to cook it.
cook it and eat it.
Like, for me, if
I like
it
to eat it.
turns out pretty, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as long as it tastes good,
Yeah, I like to eat
I don't care.
it.
I like cooking it, man. I like the work on it. I really do.
So I started out in home ec ed, and I was supposed to take advertising along with it, but I never got to that. Because when I found out I was going to be staying, I got married and was going to be staying in Stillwater. I just thought that's probably not a good career choice. So I finished in nutrition.
What year did you come to Stillwater?
71.
71. What's your favorite Stillwater memory? Let's go favorite college memory from Stillwater.
College memory.
Because I know of a certain tradition that started in 71. That's a lot of fun.
Is that
Well, streaking. That wasn't 71. I think it was later. I
It may have
remember.
been a little
I
later.
remember that
It's
because I
in the
had.
70s, though.
Yeah. I had an evening art class,
Yeah.
and you could tell all day. It was a week before spring break, and my class was Thursday night, and you could just feel it in the air. Something was going to happen, and I don't know why. But you had that feeling, that vibe, and that's what happened.
I guess it got a little rowdy a few years later, and they had to shut it down.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what was your favorite college memory from Stillwater?
Well, I can't think of a favorite memory. I have good memories now.
Yeah.
I take my granddaughters to Grandparent University.
Yeah.
That is so much fun.
What is that? Because I haven't heard from. Oh.
Yeah. Well, first, there has to be an alumni
Mm-hmm.
involved. The grandparent doesn't have to be, but there has to be an alumni that can register the child, the legacy, and they and grandma we stay in the dorms. We have a major. We take classes. We have a tailgate party Thursday night. Wednesday night we paint Pistol Pete. They have a board form with a drawing on it, and we paint it. And then Friday we finish up our class, and then Friday after lunch we have graduation. But it's just such a good time to get them away from their parents and stay in the dorm and eat in the cafeteria.
Sounds like I've never heard of it.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool, though.
it is fun. It's fun, and that's coming up next month.
So, what's your favorite part about Stillwater and being in business in Stillwater?
I think the people. We have such good customers. We have customers now that we worked on their grandparents' houses. And I don't know, just people respecting you and being loyal to you, and we try to be loyal to Stillwater too. Shop local and all that in our advertising, and support things that the city does. It's just a good place.
It's grown so much. Like, obviously that helps because it brings in new business for y'all. But how much is the growth of Stillwater a part of y'all's business?
It's quite
Yeah.
a bit.
Well, we've
Yeah,
grown
both
along with
commercial
it,
and
yeah.
residentially, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Did y'all get into the AC and the wheat farms when all that came legal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couple, yeah.
What was that experience like? Like, I've heard some crazy
They
stories.
came in smelling. Just go take
Yeah.
a shower.
The guys would come in always complaining about how, because it would just stick to your clothes,
Yeah.
And
I know guys that got paid in 5-gallon buckets full of cash.
Oh,
Like, it was a why?
yeah. Yeah.
Some of the stories I've heard is just, yeah, man, that guy brought in a 5-gallon bucket full of cash, set it down, just counted out. What do we need?
Yeah. Yeah, it was interesting there for
Yeah.
a little bit.
yeah. We had
There
one that.
One, we got a little
Brought
money up
cash.
front because it was a new
Yeah.
deal, right? And we didn't know how it was going to work. So
Yeah, that had to
We
be,
did ask
and
for
they
some money.
require a lot of AC.
they do.
It's got to be right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lots of fans, lots of air movement.
Yes. And, the ones that are still going are
Yeah.
the ones that, that know what they're doing.
Yeah. Oh, there's a
They
bunch
came in
that
like-
are not.
Yeah, it came in like a herd, and then it just kind of
Yeah.
petered off.
Yeah. It was a gold rush there for a year or two, and then Now they're
Everyone
busting.
was going to do it, and everyone was going to make money on it, and then they.
Now they're busting them right and left to let that license expire. You're still running and all that stuff.
It was an interesting time, but it didn't last too long.
No.
Yeah. Probably 18 months or so, maybe.
Yeah, 2 years.
2
probably
years.
the most, yeah.
There been any other big rushes like that from anything?
No, not that I can think of. No,
Yeah, that's
that was
pretty unique.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah. Well, and the sales, what do they call it? It says where they sell it.
Yeah.
All those stores, it's just, I didn't think that was good. I didn't like
The dispensaries.
dispensaries out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I.
We meant to think of it too.
So I guess I don't think they're all still operating.
Oh no, there
but
were
those buildings
sometimes
are.
there were like 30 in Payne County, and
Yeah,
it's just like anything else that comes in, like a liquor store. There's some of them are going to make it, most of them aren't.
yeah,
You'll have the 3 or 4 that are really, really good at what they do, and they stick, and that's
Yeah.
it. It's just like how many heat and air companies have y'all seen come and go?
a lot.
Right.
Well, a lot of they're still coming.
Uh,
Yeah,
It's like restaurants. I mean, we get a new one every day,
yeah,
and 2 more die every day,
yeah.
and it's 3
We
more
got all
come in.
those chicken restaurants there one summer.
Yeah,
Got all the chicken,
yeah.
but it doesn't seem like we have a very good selection of good restaurants.
It's tough. There's a bunch of restaurants. There's a bunch of good restaurants. We just have a bunch of restaurants in general. I think there's north of 160 places to eat. And
Really?
Go to Counting. You don't think there is? Go to Counting, especially when you get to talking about Oklahoma State and all the restaurants and eateries on campus and all the little eateries and all the fast food places. I mean, we've got between food trucks and brick and mortars, I think we've got 20 Mexican places.
Oh, probably or more.
And there's probably just as many chicken places.
I'd like to see a good steakhouse, another good steakhouse
Yeah.
come about.
Yeah, there's been some talk of one.
Maybe you should expand, Vernon. Open up
I'm
your
at expand, but I don't know if I'll go into steak. I like it. I think it is really tough right now because of the costs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barbecue and steak are the toughest. Barbecue, I would say, is probably the toughest because people still have it in their head that barbecue's cheap. We know steak's going to be expensive,
Yeah.
but we deal in protein too, and everything is expensive.
Yeah.
Brisket is as high as we've ever seen it. Ribs are as high as we've ever seen them. It's everything that goes into it. But I don't think I'm going to be doing steak anytime soon. I've got some other stuff we'll talk about off camera that I can't release yet. That'll be happening hopefully this summer.
Right.
Not a brick and mortar, but it'll be fun.
Yeah, good.
But the steak, there's been talk of putting one on this side of town. I think it would do well. I think in Stillwater people get too big too fast, and Stillwater if they find it hard to consistently support high-end locations, and you got to think a good steak place in Oklahoma City, you're going to spend $100 to $150 bucks a person.
Right. Yeah.
Our median income is a lot different
Right.
in Stillwater, so like I would have to be very, very, very careful. You doing something like that, and anybody would be, and it's tough. And I think there probably is room for it, but you've got to be very exact on how you do it and do your research and be niche, be small. You could have 40 seats. You'd be better off with 40 seats than you'd be with 200.
And a line out the door.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly.
Reservation.
Reservation on.
Well, I think Stillwater has a labor issue with restaurants because, I mean, you go to a high-end restaurant, you expect a lot of service, good service, fast service, and
It's
it doesn't
tough.
always happen. And they can't. I've known restaurant people that say these students, I mean, if they don't work a couple days, then mom and dad are going to give them money. So
what we run into, and I try to hire more adults, but we have to hire students to supplement. It's no question. You only get them for 3 years tops.
yeah,
If you get a student in here and you have them for 3 years, you're doing fantastic. Every grade, once in a while, I'll get one for 4.
Mm.
Like you're training somebody up to be the best employee you can make them, and then they're gone.
Yeah.
And it's a really big turnover rate. And at the restaurant industry, you're like I said, beginning laborers, people that y'all aren't even allowed to hire because the job's too dangerous. You know, we can hire a 15-year-old as a cashier or server or work front of house, a 16 in the kitchen. So a lot of these kids, it's their very first job. 1 out of every 10 is really, really good. 3 or 4 of them are pretty good, and 5 of them you get rid of. And it streams from they only want to make $100 a week because that's what they need to spend for spending money, to they just don't have any work ethic, or they just don't know and they don't want to learn.
Yeah.
Or they just don't fit with the program. And then we're high intensity sometimes, and a lot of times people can take it when it's slow, but as soon as it hits something high intensity, and like a game day weekend, they drop like flies.
Yeah.
You're going to find out real quick. I still do it. I love to hire people on game days. We do a working interview, and I'll put you on a double game day shift. If you survive that, I can usually make you an employee. You're going to quit.
Kids' anxiety levels are just out the roof these days.
Not even kids, it's adults too. I mean, I know so many adults that just can't do it. And it's, wrong, right, indifferent, whatever. That there's a bunch of them that just can't.
Not for everybody.
Yeah, the chaos, when the chaos hits and we're 60 tickets deep.
Yeah.
And you got an hour and a half wait time because we're 60 tickets deep, and you're having to deal with customers that have been waiting an hour and a half for barbecue that they think should take 2 minutes.
Yeah.
It gets fun.
Yeah.
That's why we do the buffet now a lot, and while we're leaning more toward it on busy days.
Yeah.
So 10 or 12 days a year, we're going to have a buffet. And if that buffet will take a third of my customers off of my ticket line, my tickets can be cut down to 35, 40 minutes on a busy day. And when I say a busy day, when a game lets out, we see north of 300 people. We can have that many in here in 30 minutes all of a sudden.
Yeah.
But labor shortage is why we got away from servers and went to the counter service. Is I can run it with less people. It costs me more, but I can run it with less people. And I can keep the good people is the idea, keep the best and get rid of the rest.
Yeah.
But Stillwater is an economic animal of its own when you come to food industry, because there's 4 months out of the year you struggle.
Yeah.
And not just a little bit. From Christmas to February 14th, for some reason people start spending money Valentine's Day, whether it's because they're forced to go out or they get their tax returns or start looking at their W-2s or get 4 or 5 weeks caught up from Christmas. I see a noticeable increase from Christmas to February 14th. That there is a dead area.
Mm-hmm.
And then July and August. June usually does pretty good. We've picked up some extra stuff. There's a lot of catering going on, but July and August, until the kids come back, you better have your belt buckled and you better have a couple extra holes in it to cinch up.
Too hot to eat barbecue.
It's too hot to eat.
July,
yeah,
or anything. Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, and that's it. Barbecue's heavy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we lose a big portion of our population. Even we lose a lot of students, but there's a lot of professors that don't live in Stillwater.
Yeah.
I mean, I know one that's from Las Vegas. His family's in Las Vegas, and they come and visit, and they come and eat here every time they come in, and all that stuff. But they don't live in Stillwater. He's not going to spend summer in Stillwater.
Yeah.
And Stillwater's a town of transplants. A large portion of us are transplants.
Yeah.
And when household median income is, $42,000, something like that in Stillwater, barbecue and steak get cut out quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which we try to do something cheap every day. So we've got a $12 special every day of the week. On something. You come in and eat $12 and a drink. But that's getting harder to do too. You're running out of options.
Well, I think a lot of Stillwater kids, they'll graduate, maybe go away to college or pursue other interests, but they come back.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them come back.
Hey, I love this town.
Good town.
it supports itself as far as if something happens, if there's an accident, and Stillwater's seen plenty of them. They've had plenty of tragedies. You want to talk about get together to support a community, they'll do it.
Yeah.
And it does a good job of it. And that, my kids don't go to Stillwater school or anything, but Stillwater as a community, I think, a lot of people gripe about it. And there's always going to be 5% of I call it the top 5 and the bottom 5. 5% of your customers you just absolutely love and are just a pleasure to deal with, and you're just so thankful they are a customer.
Yeah.
And then 5% you wish never walked through the door. You're like, all right,
That's a little dreadful.
you're going to make me want to drag up by the end of the day.
Out of the house. His mom and dad had gone somewhere for the weekend, and he was home, and a customer called. His air conditioner wasn't working. Needed someone right now. He said, well, my dad's out of town. I can't help you. He said, I need someone right now. He got on his bicycle, got some tools, got on his bicycle, and rode his bicycle from back behind Moose Lodge
Yeah.
to the west, back around the country club area. And fixed, I don't remember if he got it fixed or not.
6 or 7 miles.
Yeah, wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
yeah. Dedication.
Oh, yeah. That's a big deal, man. You can find somebody that's
Take care of
dedicated.
the customer.
Yeah.
I try to please them all, but can't always please them.
No.
Yeah.
Well, and
Some people you can't. You can't.
I'll try, and some of them I'll just tell them, like, hey, we're down to barbecue place for you. It's that simple. I'm not going to cater your stuff. I won't do business with you. I can refuse a customer. It's not like if it breaks me one day, maybe it'll break me. But I've watched too many waitresses get. Well, I just
Yeah.
watch waitresses and stuff get dog cussed. I'm like, no, we're not going to do that. Well, and most of the time, it's got nothing to do with the waitress or the food or anything else. They're having a shitty day.
That's right.
Yeah.
People, and they take it out on who they can take it out on because they need to be right and they need to feel a little bit of power and they need that in their life. And
That's right. You are right there.
Yeah.
But-
I think one customer I just said he was verbally abusive and he demanding and thought everything should be in warranty when it wasn't. And so the next time he called, I said, we can't help you.
it's that simple. I had to throw a guy out last weekend. He came in here and we didn't know it, but he was already drunk when he got here. We serve him 2 beers and he's sloshed. And we're like, wait a sec, hold up. He grabs one of my daggum waitresses and tries to kiss her. And I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
you.
Wow.
Oh, come on. I told him, this ain't no strip joint. You
Yeah.
get your butt and get out of here. And I was not that polite about it. Oh, aggravated me.
We used to do the home and garden show every year.
Yeah.
We haven't done the last couple of years, but we would, Friday, we would be all out in the fairgrounds all day. A good portion of our shop would be there because everything in our booth was working. It was hooked up and running, air blowing. And so at noon, we'd all go to Bad Brad's and have lunch.
Yeah. I remember being over there. I like that home and garden show. It was pretty cool. The fairground stays busy.
Oh, yeah.
I think we have one of the busiest fairgrounds like in the state.
Really?
It's short of Oklahoma
I know
City.
it's hard to get,
busy.
because for years we kept saying, can you make it earlier? By April, we're already
They don't
busy.
have a spot.
Yeah,
They just
Yeah.
they don't have a
you're
spot.
stuck. If you have one, keep it.
They're bringing in a bunch of national cattle shows, and national
Mhm.
sheep shows, and rabbit shows, and dog shows, and they're staying busy. So, short of Boys from Oklahoma, the biggest economic impact in Stillwater, or in Payne County, was the was a travel trailer show out at the fairgrounds. It was the
Really?
biggest economic, the biggest economic weekend. Brought in more taxes than a game day ever did,
Huh.
or homecoming, because so many trailers, boating trailers were sold and stuff.
Hmm.
I always thought that was cool.
When was
That's-
that?
It's been a lot of years ago. Colin was telling me about it, the guy that used to run it out there. But Boys from Oklahoma was wild. That thing, I don't even know the for sure number of what it brought in that weekend, but it was It was nuts. I'd like to see the numbers.
Yeah, I had a pre-sale date, and my daughter wanted tickets. She said, "Get as many as you can get, the best seats." Okay, so they ended up. I got 8 seats. Seats, call them seats. They were down in front.
In the pit.
In the pit, yeah.
That's where we were Sunday.
Yeah.
See, I grew up on the Turnpike in Cross Canadian, and so I graduated in 2008, and Turnpike released their first album in 05, and a lot of them from down in my neck of the woods anyways. They're from the Rat City area, and I'm from Rattan, so just a few miles down the road. So like we were loving it from the time it started. So
Yeah.
fan from day one.
Yeah.
And it was great seeing all those guys do good.
Yes.
But what's it?
I heard people that went every night.
Yeah,
I can do that.
they're tougher than I am.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now. I do the big crowd every now and then, but not much anymore. So what's your just absolute favorite thing about Stillwater? Just the people in general?
Yeah.
What's it like working with family?
Not always good.
I work with my wife daily
Yeah.
at everything we do, so completely understand.
Yeah.
She doesn't always like me, but she always loves me.
Yeah. 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 So they're trying to get the hub up and going by football season?
I think so. I am.
They already have the billboard out on I-35.
Do they?
Yeah.
I never go. I mean,
Yeah. I saw it the other day.
it's going to be open. Did it say
Well,
when
it
it's
didn't
going
have
to be
an
open?
opening date. It just said
They're trying.
the hub exit here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
that's pretty quick.
that's premature.
Man, Stillwater, everything but road construction is really fast in Stillwater.
Yeah.
Right.
But
yeah.
road construction's not fast
We
anywhere.
have the worst roads ever.
They're doing a lot of work, but it's just expensive. And I did a podcast with the mayor, and we talked about it. He said, where it was $1 million to build a mile of road, now it's $2 million. Or where it was $2 million, it was now $4 million. It's just because they're fixing to redo 6th all the way.
That'll be a mess.
Yeah, it'll be in 2031 because ODOT ran out of money and had to bump it. It was supposed to be in 27. But yeah, but it'll be interesting.
Needs it for sure.
It'll change the dynamic of the economics around 6th Street, especially because they'll start using 12th and 9th as thoroughfares and to go around. So they're fixing to do a lot of work on 12th. There's a bunch of stuff going in.
Mm.
That's expanding. They're going to put the new softball fields down there.
In the YMCA.
YMCA. Where are they putting the animal shelter? Are they putting it down there too?
No, I
I
don't think
don't-
so.
Haven't heard.
I don't know where it's going. I should ask. We talked about the animal shelter with the mayor, but
For some reason, I'm thinking it's north.
it might be. But the hub is, I think, in general, is going to be a good thing.
Anytime. Well, that's
It's
something
unique.
that's what Stillwater's short on is things for kids
Kids
to
to do. And it's so hard business-wise to look at that and say, we can make money at it.
Yeah.
Because it's so expensive, because the insurance on that kind of stuff is so expensive. Like if you're going to have little kids playing on stuff,
Yeah.
your,
Especially if it has wheels and motors. And,
your insurance makes a lot more money than you do.
well, we
and
can't even keep a roller skating rink going.
no, hey, but it's an insurance thing, and the rent is expensive. I mean, say it's a roller skate, and it's 3,000 or 4,000 square feet, and all of a sudden you're looking at $5,000 worth of overhead just in rent a month. That's a lot of roller skating,
Yeah.
a lot. And that's where there's some place like the hub that is supported by the tribe and is a very diverse deal. I think is going to work where a lot of small people wouldn't be able to.
Right.
Just
And there's other
a guy like me
other
wouldn't
things
be able
to
to make it
do.
work.
So
you know.
it's not just roller
Yeah,
skating.
it's diverse,
Yeah.
and I truly think it'll take away from some stuff here and there, but I think it'll be good overall. But it's growing north of town, man. It
They
really is.
said that years ago, maybe early 80s, that the town was going to move north. It didn't.
Yeah.
That's why when they built all those little duplexes and things off Richmond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My sister used to live in one of those.
They're small.
Yeah, they are. but they're full. Are y'all getting to do any of the contracting on the Google plant? Heat and air in there?
I haven't
Did
yet.
you, did you get to bid it at all, or?
No, I think Royce said everything was already bid.
Yeah.
I wish I would have went with somebody local on that, but because that'll require a lot of heat and air, a bunch.
Yeah. Well, we probably maybe can get in on some service.
Yeah, some service stuff afterwards. I didn't realize that was going to be such a long project. If they build all 6 deals there, that'll be a 10-year project.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're going to build 6, and they take about 2 years each. And even if they start one after one's halfway built, it's still going to take about 10 years.
Well,
By then, everything will be outdated, though. As fast as technology moves,
Isn't it?
you know?
It's wild. They're going to have to build another one.
Yeah.
Technology has got to be, even in my industry where we cook with just fire and wood, technology is still king, and we're changing stuff and updating stuff every single day. It's pretty wild, some of the gadgets that exist now. There's a company called RX, or RIX, maybe RIX. They've got meat probes, and they've got a tablet that can keep track of 60 meat probes and 60 different briskets in the pit from my office.
oh,
Where we found.
Yeah. That's wow. I could be anywhere and look at those and see if my guys are burning brisket. I haven't invested in it yet because it's not cheap, but it's on the list. I mean, and just same thing like our walk-ins, almost everybody now has got some sort of temperature warning on their walk-in that's goes through, and that way I can call in the middle of the night, because I've never had a walk-in go down on a Monday, but I've had them go down Saturday night.
yeah.
Sunday morning.
Yeah, we had both heads go down on our main walk-in on a Saturday night one time. It wasn't fun.
Yeah.
It wasn't fun.
It's a bad feeling.
Well, if somebody wants to get in touch with you to use you for technicians, commercial, residential, whatever, how do they reach you?
405-372-8140.
How long has that been how long has that been a phone number?
It's always been. We've got other numbers now, like the advertising.
Yeah,
want you
yeah.
to have a number so they can count how many times people look at their ads and like that. But that's our main number.
Yeah.
They can always request online, blheatcool.com.
Yeah. So that's us too. We've had the same number forever. I took the same number from over there, and
Well, I've had people call that we'll see in a one we used to have phone books that it was a different number. She's, that's not the number I usually call. Is this B&L?
no.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I appreciate y'all coming on. If y'all need anything, let us know. Get on there, guys, and if you need anything from B&L, hit them up. They're a good company. We've been working with them a long time, and they will take care of you. See, guys, that was easy.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Just
have a lot of good stories, I guess.
You're good.
Anyway.
Wow.
Got some cool